Paultons Park have an exciting future with new investments confirmed in 2025 and 2026. But today, 2025 is the focus, as we have the latest construction updates from Ghostly Manor, the park's brand new dart ride opening next season. So we're going to be coming up with all the construction updates that's been happening over the recent week from Lawrence Mancey of Paultons Park. Shout out to Lawrence, you and your team do a fantastic job. And today we're going to share all those construction photos in this news update with credit given, of course. For those of you on podcast platforms, you can go and check out Lawrence Mancey's Twitter account, and you can check out the construction photos on social media yourself. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into this news update, make sure here on YouTube you are liking, commenting, and subscribing. On podcast platforms such as Apple and Spotify, make sure you download, make sure you follow the account, make sure you have a look at the Acast website. All the links are across all the descriptions on visual and audio platforms. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages, today, Chall Chats Paultons Park. Let's have a deep dive into the Ghostly Manor. So for those of you that need a bit of a reminder as to what Ghostly Manor is a new immersive indoor attraction set to open in May 2025. As of Paultons Park's official description, the ride follows the adventures of Dr. Kinley, a ghost hunter. He is at the North Pole on a quest to find the elusive ice ghost. In his absence, he has invited guests to explore his manor, which houses a unique exhibition of apparatus and haunted artifacts. However, during your visit, many of the ghosts that Dr. Kinley have captured over the years have escaped. He urgently needs your help to recapture them. Armed with the groundbreaking Phantom Phaser, you'll need to shoot the ghosts lurking throughout the manor to secure them once more. Keep an eye out for OG, the most fearsome ghost in the manor. Recapturing him will require all your skill and teamwork. The ride itself is expected to be a Mac gameplay theatre, and this ride system contains a turntable divided in 5 separate sections. Each section has a carriage where 8 riders can sit back to back in rows of 4. These carriages can potentially rotate to alternate between looking inwards for physical sets and outwards for a wide range of different media-based interaction. So before we get into the construction updates, I want to use this opportunity just for a few minutes to share my thoughts on the Ghostly Manor once again, for those who haven't seen previous videos we've done on this new attraction. First of all, as we all know, or some of you may not know, they removed the 4D cinema. Now, I remember the introduction of the 4D cinema at Paultons Park. Let's talk about that first of all, and just get an idea of the space they're using for this. So this replacing the 4D cinema. This was introduced along with the Show Street area back in 2013 at Paultons Park. And this replaced like a bunch of old normal buildings, like generic buildings. And this new 4D cinema was built around the corner of Show Street in one of those buildings, and it was a wonderful attraction. It looked a wonderful attraction anyway, with the snow effect, the bubbles, the moving seats, and, you know, there was a section of the film, for those of you who don't know, the film originally was The Curse of Skull Rock. That is a classic 4D cinema film in the world of theme parks, especially here in the UK and Europe. And The Curse of Skull Rock, there was one particular moment where you go underwater and all the bubbles start going up. It's a very unique experience, or looked a very, very unique experience from preview day, press day, opening day, and all the footage we've seen of the 4D cinema for years and years after the opening back in 2013. Obviously, just a couple of years ago now, the ride last operated, and it's now since been removed. And we were thinking what was going to happen to that building. We did do an update and do a news update based around what we think was going to happen to that building. And obviously we now know it is Ghostly Manor. We've known for a while that it's Ghostly Manor. And to see this Mac gameplay theatre fitting into this cinema building is obviously a unique thing for Paultons Park. I think they're doing a really, really good job with this. I think they're going to utilise the major elements of a gameplay theatre, the interaction, the cinematics, the special effects. I think they're going to pay homage to the 4D cinema away, use some visual effects, use some potential other effects. They could bring some else in. They could bring some other effects in. We know Matt Ryan likes to variate these different ride concepts for different parts to make them all unique and different to each other. And they can pay homage to 4D cinema with some of the effects, like maybe bubbles. Maybe there's an underwater scene where you're going to the depths and the basement of the manor, and you're going underground, and you come up against the siren or some kind of sea ghost, and you have to capture the sea ghost, or you have to go underwater. you could get that feeling with the bubble effects and, snow. Do you meet Dr. Kinley at the end of the experience within the ice field and then travel back to the manor together? In other words, capture the ice ghost, but capture OG at the same time, or capture OG when you return to the manor. And if you go into an icy bit, you get the potential of a snow effect. So there's some really good opportunities here. There's the opportunity to put smell pods in there, the opportunity to put different effects in there to get you into different settings. So maybe if you're entering a very hot room, you could bring on the heaters and the generators to make it more, warm and hot. You've got the opportunity with an ice room to make it icy and feel cold and frozen. Look at the ice room at Valhalla, for example, at Blackpool Pleasure Beach Resort. They really made you feel, when all the effects were on, it made you feel really cold and chilly. You go into things like, if there is an underwater-based scene where you go underwater and capture a sea ghost from beyond the basement of the manor or underground the manor, and you've got the opportunity to bring back the bubbles in that respect. So there's a really good creative license and opportunity to use various different effects to pay homage to the effects used in the old 4D cinema attraction. But Ghostly Manor for me looks a very, very unique concept. I love the story of this ride as well. We've spoken about the story many times. It's a wonderful, unique, thorough, detailed story. I think the park are going to have so much fun, really going through all the motions with that one. And I really can't wait for Ghostly Manor in May 2025. Now then, what about the latest construction updates? Let's deliver them to you now, here on Chall Chats. So as said before, Lawrence Mancey, shout out to you, delivered the latest construction pictures online. I've put them on screen here on YouTube. Those of you listening on podcast platforms can check them out on social media. The latest construction on site from Lawrence Mancey shows the structures and path have now gone in on site. Meaning the next step here for Paultons Park is to add tons of theming to it, creating the ghoulish atmosphere they want guests to enter into as soon as they arrive inside the plaza surrounding this attraction. Paultons Park has previously teased that additional details about Ghostly Manor would be unveiled at the IAAPA Expo in Amsterdam later this year in September 2024. So we'll bring you more updates on this when the day arrives, as well as when we have more construction updates spotted within the theme park. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages. That is the latest construction on site from Ghostly Manor. As we said before, I cannot wait to deliver more updates on this ghoulish new attraction. I've spoken to Paultons Park many times in the past, and they are a wonderful piece of team to work with. They're a wonderful piece of team to speak to, and I really, really cannot wait to visit Paultons Park in the future and hopefully try and get down for a press day on the opening day for Ghostly Manor in 2025. Now, before we go to the end of this video, I want to give a massive shout out to someone who's been watching the content. His name is James. He's a former, and I've got this to get this right, he's a former Deputy General Manager over in Abu Dhabi for Morale Experiences. He's a former Operations Manager at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. And he's also a former Rise and Attractions Manager at Chessington World of Adventure Resort. So I want to give a massive shout out to James for watching the channel, liking the videos, liking all the content we put out over our podcast platforms, across social media, and here on YouTube as well. I really, really do appreciate the support, and that goes for all of you that watch the channel and support all the podcast format of the videos as well. So thank you all for supporting Chall Chats, going through this period, and really going through the motions. Like I said in the past, we're a theme park news channel. We're primarily a theme park news channel. We're not vloggers. We're not what other people are, which they do theme park vlogs. And I love theme park vloggers. They do wonderful with their content. We are primarily a theme park news channel. We are here to deliver the latest news and attraction news from theme parks and attractions across the globe, deliver the latest reviews, interviews with industry professionals, like we did with Dorney Park, Silverwood Theme Park, S&S. And we've got an exciting future coming up here on Chall Chats. We head into the October Halloween period, the winter months, the 2025 season. We've got plenty of new exciting ideas coming up over the winter break as well, so stay tuned for all of that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching and listening to this news update. A big shout out to James once again for enjoying the content, and to every single one of you for enjoying and supporting the content. Make sure you go and enjoy and support all the theme park content creators. We put on a lot of effort. We work so hard, not just myself, but other people as well. I won't name them because they know who they are. We all work so hard to bring you loads of different theme park content, whether that be theme park vloggers, theme park journalists such as myself, and we work incredibly hard to bring you the latest daily content from the world of theme parks. We really do appreciate your loyalty and support. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I am the CHALL, ta for now, and that is the end of this theme park experience.